Welcome to Accelerate My Practice. So glad you could join me here today. Today I want to do my annual New Year's resolution show. Call them what you want, outcomes, goals, resolutions, whatever. The first and most important step is to get leverage on yourself. Why do you want to make this change? What's the compelling reason that's going to be enough for you that you don't any longer wake up with a banjo in your bed and Cool Whip? How do you make it a must? You know, so often we're like, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that, I'd really like this is going to be my goal. But until we can make these things an absolute must in our lives, the odds of them coming true are very, very small. So the best way to get leverage is to have a good reason why, one that becomes so compelling that it becomes a must. Right now, today, not tomorrow, not the next day, now. And if you can do that, you'll be amazed how things change. And the trick there is to change your identity about it. I mean, think about the person who says, I'm going to quit smoking this year. And you know, I quit and it's now like I'm 17 days in. Random example, because it's not 17th. But you know, I'm 17 days in right now. Well, in that case, my identity is still a smoker, but I've quit for 17 days. How much different is it for someone who says, I no longer smoke? Hey, when's the last time you smoked? I don't have any idea. I don't smoke. And all of a sudden, their identity flips. When you can change your identity about a topic that you want to have in your life, that is the day you accomplish your goals. Because there's no other option any longer. You know, Napoleon Hill was once talking in his book, Think and Grow Rich, about how there was a Spanish conquistador that was sailing across the seas, going to battle, and before he landed his people, he anchored the boats, and they've been sailing for like 9 months. I mean, imagine if you have to sail for 9 months to go pick a fight. So they sail for 9 months, they anchor their boats, they unload them all, and then he's the last one off, and before he gets off, he sets all the ships on fire. And then he goes ashore and he shares with his men that one, they're outnumbered terribly, 10-1 sort of scenario. The other people are healthier because they didn't just sail for 9 months. The other people have better spears or whatever, armament they were using at the time. And the odds are we're going to lose. Now, we have a couple options. We can either die or we can win, because retreat is not an option because we just burnt the ships. Now, when you have that sort of attitude in your life, and by the way, they won. When you have that sort of attitude in your life that I am burning the ships on whatever this topic is that I'm changing, I am absolutely so committed, there is no escape path, there is no plan B, it's this or nothing else. That is when you change your life. Because now you've changed your identity, because you have certainty. You have so much certainty in your body that you can taste it, feel it, you believe it. There's just no other way. So, and what I'm talking about is how do you break the patterns? You know, we all have patterns, whether it's smoking, it's eating, it's not exercising, it's maybe not being nice, it's flipping people the bird when you're driving down the highway, randomly shooting people. I don't know what your patterns are. But whatever your pattern is, you got to figure out a way to break it. And the best way to break it, again, is to change your identity. There's all kinds of other ways. You can change the associations you have with it. So whatever your goal is, your New Year's resolution, what do you associate that thing with now, and what can you replace it with? Because if you don't replace it with something new, guess what happens? There's a void there. And what do you fill the void with? Well, you probably fill it with the old thing. Find something to replace that hole of what you're changing, so now it's not a diet. Diets fail because a diet, by definition, the way we tend to think, is a temporary change. I'm just dieting for a month to lose some weight. Well, that's fabulous. But then you're going to end up gaining it back. If, by contrast, you can change how you eat altogether, find something you really enjoy that gives you energy, guess what happens? You feel awesome and you have no problem doing it. So we gotta break these patterns, and we have to replace them with something new. And the key to doing that is leverage. You gotta have enough leverage to make those changes. And then lastly is proximity. Who do you hang out with? If you can change the proximity of who you're with, find people who will support you, who will join you, who want to do the same thing, to where now there's community and we're all going this direction together. We're having fun, we're high-fiving, we're celebrating, we're having a good time. Guess what happens? The odds of this change sticking become very realistic. Not easy still, but more realistic. So the trick is to have enough leverage on yourself, have enough compelling reasons, have a strong enough why, break the patterns, break the associations. That's all we have to do. We have to find ways to break these patterns, replace them with something stronger, put something else more compelling in there, have a reason. Look at all of you guys. You guys all understand this content. Maybe your friends don't. Maybe they've never been around this. But you can support each other. You all can go out for a walk over lunch. Have a quick salad. Go for a 20-minute walk. It's amazing how you'll feel better in the afternoon. Help each other. Work as a team. Love each other. You spend more time together with your work family than you do your home family. Awake anyway. Help each other. Support each other. And maybe next week I'll do something on time management around how to make all this even more realistic. And perhaps that'll help. But I hope you've enjoyed the show. I look forward to seeing you next week, 8 o'clock Mountain, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Until then, have a wonderful day. What if you could have the practice of your dreams? What's holding you back? Imagine a life where you have everything you ever wanted.